Hey everybody, what's happening? I'm back with another film review for you, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, directed and produced by Mr. George Miller, written by Miller and also Nico Letherus, and it stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Burke, Alia Brown, and Lechi Hulme. I think that's how you pronounce it. No idea, but he has a dual role here. And no spoilers, folks. I will not spoil this movie, but I will be talking about the main plot and the characters, of course, and how they get the ball rolling. So, it is, of course, a prequel to Miller's masterpiece, Mad Max Fury Road, and it's set about 15 to 20 years before that. And we do get a glimpse of how the world went to hell. And now, in present day in Australia, the food and the water and the gas and bullets too, they're fought over, of course, in three distinct big sections, and the gang leaders want to control it all. So, Furiosa's origin is explored here, and two different actors play the character. Alia Brown, who gets quite a bit of screen time, she plays Furiosa as a young girl. She's very young, and then she gets a bit older, and she is quite defiant and courageous, and Brown is very good in this role. Anya Taylor-Joy plays the older Furiosa, previously portrayed by Charlize Theron, and she makes the role her own, honestly. And but I mean, it is very hard not to compare her to Charlize Theron because her performance is very iconic now at this point, almost a decade later. And her film was celebrated first and everything. So I'm very, very impressed with how good and intense Anya Taylor-Joy's performance is here, having to live up to certain expectations. Now, the story begins with Furiosa as a young girl getting kidnapped by this biker gang led by a man known as Dr. Dementis in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. She grows up under really harsh circumstances, but she does eventually learn how to take care of herself. And we discover certain things about her, like why Furiosa rubs her forehead with axle grease and how she lost that arm as well. There's a lot of backstabbing going on, lots of betrayal and chaos everywhere in this wasteland, of course. It's really nice to see Chris Hemsworth playing an antagonist for a change. His Dr. Dementis character has he's got this prosthetic nose with a hook in it, and he's got the fake beard and everything, and it certainly helps Hemsworth be more convincing as this leader of the biker gang who gives Immortan Joe quite a lot of trouble. And several of these characters, including Joe, do return. So, as you may recall, Morton Joe being the tyrant leader of the Citadel. They control all the water and everything, and they have all these like starving people at the bottom of the Citadel, and it's pure chaos. You wouldn't want to be there, folks. However, this time the character of Immortan Joe is played by Lechi Hulme. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Sorry. He also plays Rizdale Pell, which is one of Dementis's men. So I won't give away anything here about what they do, nor will I talk about Burke's character, his role here as Jack, the driver. But he's great too. So definitely worth checking out for some decent characters here. One scene though, I gotta say I didn't completely understand was when one character crashes into one place and then they ends up in another place without any explanation of how that character got there. So I thought that was a little bit like, huh? Like, what? Wait, what? I'm not sure if there was a deleted scene or something, but it just seemed a little bit too quick in this case. Maybe it was meant to be mysterious. I don't know. But I got to say also, the ending is not exactly what I expected. I mean, I was actually hoping for a more predictable revenge story ending, quite frankly, done in a big, explosive, spectacular way. But this ending's a bit different, and maybe that's the point. Maybe it's for the best to be a tad different from Fury Road that way. But still, the ending felt a little bit anticlimactic and a little underwhelming. Now, I'm not 100% sure why it's not doing that well at the box office. Perhaps 9 years since the last film hurt it. People, seem to like Furiosa. Maybe they're not that big on Furiosa. Maybe they just wanted to not go to the movies on Memorial Day weekend, and they just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna enjoy the weather instead. But for me, I mean, sure, I loved Theron in Fury Road even more than Mad Max, quite frankly. I really liked Furiosa, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to this movie for sure. We don't really need Mad Max in this movie. We got that 4 times already, certainly. But so, I mean, I scratched my head at, really why it's not doing that well, but I guess it's just movies in general lately that people seem to be taking a break, at least from the theater anyway, and maybe more people are just waiting for streaming. But it's definitely worth seeing in IMAX though, on the big screen. It really really is. It's a spectacular movie with amazing visuals and mostly practical effects and some great stunt work, of course. Lots of deaths and those action shots, man, they're so well directed. I mean, it's just as well directed, if not better, than Fury Road. Miller and his cinematographer Simon Duggan are just masters of the craft. Just masters of the frame. It is a brutal, bloody, but beautiful world that Miller has created. And it's fascinating to watch, even if it is perhaps a tad redundant, but that's okay by me. I wanted more. I wanted more, rip-roaring action here. It is almost as good as Fury Road, but the last third of the picture isn't quite as great as the first two. But still, beautifully shot, expertly directed, rip-roaring action. Like I said, it's really, really not boring. It's the opposite of boring. So definitely see it. And it's got good performances too. Performances that you think about after the film is over. So see it for the action more than the story, but it's still a good time at the movies. I'm gonna give Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga, an 8 out of 10. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to this film review, and until next time, peace.